this? Anybody know what this is? Yeah, cell phone. But it's not any ordinary cell phone. It's one of their smartphones. Huh? Yeah? You guys ever seen this? What's the difference between a cell phone and a smartphone? A smartphone is smarter, of course. Yeah, smarter than I am. Yeah. You can do all kinds of cool things on a smartphone. Like you can check your email, or send text messages to people. You can play games like Angry Birds or Temple Run. You can take pictures with a smartphone. I hear you can even make phone calls with a smartphone. Huh? Yeah. So, how many of you guys have parents that have a smartphone? Huh? Yeah? I read that 9 out of 10 adults in America have cell phones. That's a lot. I wonder who that 1 in 10 that doesn't have a cell phone, what they do. Right? They have a tin can and string to talk to people. Huh? Yeah. So, you've probably seen people doing all kinds of things on their cell phones, right? You probably have seen people playing games, right? Or maybe, have you ever seen people in a car and they're driving their car and you know? Is that a good thing?
It's illegal.
It's illegal to talk on the phone in your state? I don't know if it's that. But what's the problem when you're talking on the phone and trying to drive at the same time? You could be distracted, right? I'll tell you what is illegal. This kind of thing is illegal, right? Driving and trying to send a text message at the same time, that could cause an accident, right? Or have you ever seen this? You go in a restaurant, you see a family, and they're all sitting there, and they're all kind of playing on their phones instead of talking to each other? Isn't that sad? You know, these smartphones, sometimes the people that use them aren't even smart, are they? Because they get distracted. It's so easy. You can do all this stuff on the phone. I suppose you could be so busy playing a game that if the phone rang, you wouldn't even answer it, would you? That would be sad. But you know, it's not whose fault? Is it the cell phone? Is it the smartphone's fault that people are distracted? It's the people's fault, isn't it, right? And you know what? Today in our sermon, we're going to hear about some people who were distracted. They didn't have cell phones back in the Bible, did they? They didn't have smartphones. But they were distracted. A woman named Martha was distracted because, who was she distracted by? You remember? Well, she had Jesus come over to be her guest, but that wasn't the problem. Too bad she wasn't paying attention to Jesus. Instead of paying attention to him, what was she looking at? Yeah, she was trying to get everything ready, right? She was cooking, cleaning, and running around the house, trying to make everything nice for Jesus. And that was why she couldn't listen to Jesus. She was distracted. Sister Mary, however, was listening. She was sitting right where you guys are, right at Jesus' feet, listening to everything that he said. And she was making Jesus feel welcome, right? But not just because she was sitting there, because what he was saying was going into her heart, right? She wanted to listen to what Jesus said, because Jesus was telling her about his love for her. And that's what we need to be careful of today, too. That we don't get distracted, right? That we're so busy playing on the video game that when Mom says, okay, now it's time to stop the video game and we're going to read something from the Bible, and we say, oh, I don't want to do that. I'm having so much fun on my video game. Or when you're watching TV and your mom says, okay, or your dad says, okay, now it's time to go to church. And you say, oh, do we have to go to church? It's such a good show that we're watching, right? It's so distracted by things that maybe we're so busy during the day that we forget to say a prayer, right? It can happen. And that would be really sad. Because guess what? Jesus is calling, isn't he? He's calling to each one of us. And he wants to tell us how much he loves us. Okay, can you fold your hands, please?